is a very necessary thing to have in my altar room. Very necessary for these cold winter nights and days. In fact, Pacific Northwest right now is just under one sheet of ice, and everybody's slipping, falling, breaking shit, and it's dangerous out there. So a lot of people are like, "Oh, the Pacific Northwest, they get a little bit of snow, little wimps. We deal with snow all the time here in back east." And no, you guys have fluffy, fun snow. We have hard as a rock snow. Very big difference between an ice storm and a snowstorm. I would take back east snowstorms any day over West Coast snowstorms because snow is non-existent. I don't know why they even call it that. They typically call it an ice storm. Either or, it's been cold. But that doesn't stop me from being motivated to produce some good content. This video is very controversial because it's about weight loss and traditional ways you lose it, and non-traditional ways, and the new craze that everyone's talking about. And it's like they call it you're cheating to lose weight. And it really stems from jealousy. It really stems from people just looking to cast blame and judge. And I see it from more of a side of sympathy, empathy, understanding. Because if I had money to burn, I would have done the same thing. In fact, I'm at a point right now where I'm about to start another form of an injection. It's not Ozempic. It's something else to help me lose the last bit of the weight I need to lose. I'm still technically overweight medically. And so, and losing this last bit has been nearly impossible. And you all have seen me lose a shit ton of weight by fasting and doing it very non-traditional, honestly, because I couldn't work out. I have to be very careful about my workouts. So me losing the weight was pretty much a starvation diet. It's that fasting diet that a lot of people like. Pretty much the Ozempic diet. So it's really not very different, but Ozempic helps you to not want to eat, right? So if people don't have the self-control and whatnot, it's great. I had to learn to find that self-control, and that is very important. But the last bit, I've not been able to budge the scale for the past couple weeks, and it's really bothering me because it's like you're right there, you're right at the finish line. And I know a lot of you are like, dude, you're thin, you look great. Why do you want to lose more? First of all, thank you. I appreciate that. But you don't see me naked. I do. My husband does. Not that he has any complaints, but I have complaints. You know, a lot of what people don't understand with weight loss, overweight people, it's a mental thing too. And sometimes they eat out of depression. Sometimes if they could bust their ass for a week straight and not see any results, and that will depress them, and then they'll just go back to eating. Like, what's the point? And I understand and can relate to that with Monsters. Huge addiction to Monster energy drinks. I love it. I could take it or leave it at one point. It's not something I need, but I wanted to see if what everyone said of how unhealthy it is, you'll notice a difference once you stop drinking Monster, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, okay, let me see if I feel better. Didn't make a damn difference. And when I've talked about my mother and how she died very young, and how she was like, I grew up in a health nut crazed family, organic everything, raw milk, everything, greens, vegetables. No one has been more healthy than me and my family, and my mother still got sick and died. So I have lived a super healthy diet, and it didn't profit me jack shit. And there's people, even children, who are born with diseases, illnesses, cancer, that didn't do anything to deserve it. So because of that, I am more of the European style. Eat whatever the fuck you want and enjoy what you're eating. Don't deprive yourself, because we're all gonna die. And it's sometimes, odds are, it ain't gonna make any sense. We ain't gonna deserve it, but that's life. So enjoy eating. all that to say, because depression is kind of what happens once you gain weight for whatever reason, whether that be a death of somebody, you eat because you're stressed, you eat because you're depressed and grieving, and you gain this weight, you get even more depressed because you look like shit. You feel like shit. I'm speaking from someone who felt those things. For me, I gained weight because of medication that I had to be on after my neck surgery, nerve medication, Lyrica and Baltic gabapentin, all of those things. The side effects were brutal. It held in water retention. I couldn't burn as quickly. My metabolism was shot. Everything had just went to a standstill, and I was gaining weight so fucking fast. And it was infuriating me because I never really had weight issues. I never pigged out. If I really like enjoyed a bunch of freaking Oreos and ice cream cookies, then I could see, like, okay, you know what? At least I enjoyed myself getting this big. I had fun doing it. But no, I was not pigging out. I didn't have fun getting fat. I didn't enjoy these little delicious sugary shit. So it wasn't worth it. It was so unfair. But it was strictly because of the medication. My husband was on the same boat as I. He was on prednisone for an issue with his back. He really has a really bad back. The military, he's retired military. He lives with a lot of physical issues. He was retired at 100%. So he, gets his pension from the VA. The VA covers everything. He doesn't have to work another day in his life because of, the years that he served and his body and how it's been left. And he still deals with issues to this day, and he always will. So because he was on prednisone, if you know that medication, that you gain a shit ton of weight. So here you are, me and my husband were overweight, didn't do anything to deserve it, weren't lazy people, we're always working hard, we're always eating good, we never pig out, and we're left looking like lards. It's like, it was so unfair. That is what weight loss medication is for. It's for people like us. It's for people who have gained the weight regardless if they did it themselves. But it usually is stemmed from pain. You can't typically find someone who's overweight that doesn't have a painful story to tell. So if it's a medical thing to begin with that they gain the weight that they got, it makes sense to let something medically serve them to help them lose it. In fact, if anyone deserves it, it's people who are overweight, especially obesity. They need it because they're dealing with depression, they're dealing with mental turmoil for whatever reason. They can't combat. The will to survive is only in certain people. And it's typically a personality thing. It's typically just, it all stems to astrology for me, right? When I see a type of person, you can usually understand which one is, Pisces, they're super emotional. Which one is an arrogant prick, little asshole A-type, usually a Virgo. So the people that are like lose weight, look badass, they're a certain type of people, cosmically. But the people that are different parts, different personalities, different signs, it doesn't matter how much you push them and try to get them motivated. Sometimes it just won't work. Just like when you're depressed, dealing with anxiety or depression, sometimes you just need antidepressants. What's wrong with having that same mindset with people who are overweight and mentally cannot find the willpower to stop overeating, to find a different way to soothe their pain, to find the motivation? Why not serve them medically as well? It's hypocritical for a lot of these. I find it hilarious that they're all fitness people, fitness related instructors and coaches, businesses where they profit from fitness training, products, Weight Watchers, and all this other shit. Oh, of course they have nothing good to say about Ozempic. Why would they? Hello, guaranteed gyms and all of the weight loss businesses in the world have seen a massive ding in their wallet since Ozempic has hit the scene. Granted, it's expensive. A lot of those things are not covered with medication. Some are, and the ones that are usually getting it prescribed are those who are morbidly obese, those who really do have high cholesterol and need those kind of things to lower their cholesterol. So people are getting prescribed it that actually need it. And those of us who are like millionaire Hollywood stars, those are the ones you could shame all day long. Go ahead and shame those when they have the ability to do whatever the fuck they want with their money. Still a hypocritical thing to shame, but either or, I get being mad at those people because they could just throw money at whatever issue, right? They're not down on their luck. They're able to find the best therapist to help them if a parent died. They have all of these abilities to take care of whatever bothers them. Not so much a person who might be homeless, a single mom looking for a place to live with her children to escape an abusive person. No one believes her. No one's able to help her. She's eating to survive, or whatever you want to say. The story is not the same to someone who could throw money at a situation and fix whatever ails them. So it sucks that it's not affordable for those that can't get it covered by insurance. That's why I wish, and I will keep talking about it, that people need to stop shaming this in the medical field, and I'm sure they will start making this available prescription-wise for those that might not have diabetes, might not have high cholesterol, but clearly have an overweight issue, mental issue of helping them lose the weight, that they need this help. I am going to be talking about a company who my husband used to lose all his weight. He needed this. He was in a worse situation than I was. So when the minute we heard about Ozempic, I did research and I wanted to get this for him. We reached out to this company, Doctors RX Weight Loss. Unbelievable company. Now, all these months later, they offer payment plans, which no other company on the market that is pushing here, buy Ozempic, all these other things, they don't offer payment plans. You have to pay them a big chunk, right? Or you have to have a subscription to keep getting them. And, you have to pay a monthly fee of $100 or $200 or whatever. That doesn't include prescription fees. This company doesn't do that. So I found this company. I have an on-call nurse or medical assistant who I can text whenever I have any question with my husband, and she communicates with me and I communicate. I'm like the middle person between my husband and this company because he's such a busy guy. He just stresses about that. So I help. I got him set up with semaglutide, Ozempic, another thing for Ozempic. And the transformation was amazing. The price cannot be beat. You'll see all these people get Ozempic for $99. It's a lie, right? I'm sure you figured that out if you've researched it. It's not that cheap. There's so much fine print, and it's just people trying to profit off of this. Pharmacies trying to profit. This is the only one that actually is very honest, very straightforward, doesn't give you a hidden monthly fee you have to commit to in order to get prescriptions. Their fees are always in the line, and you get the option to pay monthly. It was a win-win for me to set my husband up. And so I was doing the fasting. He started on Ozempic. He was fasting with me because he didn't have a desire to eat. So we were in the same boat. He lost weight a lot fucking quicker than I did, but he got that help that he needed. And for someone who is 100% rated disability, could not work, retired from the military, this is a godsend. It started to make me think about people in that boat, like the whole spiel I said in the beginning of this video. This is what this medication is for. And the fact that this company offers monthly payments is, you can't compare it to anything else. They're the best. So I reached out to the nurse that I communicated with. We became really good friends. She's over in Florida. The pharmacy and the doctor that has this business is over in Florida. And I told her, I showed the before and after. I'm like, this is amazing. I am like blown away. I really am going to start talking about this on my channels. Is there a possibility you can help me? Because my audience is retired veterans, people with chronic issues, people with chronic pain that can't work out and lose weight the normal way, Can you let me offer them some incentive to try with you guys? I will brag about them regardless, whether they offer my fans anything. But she was more than happy to offer a deal for those of you guys who want to try this. And I'm speaking to my audience that is in very much my husband and my situation, where you can't get the prescription, you can't pay in full because you can't afford it, and you have all this weight that you just can't seem to lose. Yes, this is an investment, but it's guaranteed to work. Like, that's the beauty of it. There is no doubt that he would not be able to lose that weight. You stick to the regimen, you stick to the injection schedule, you have to be good with shots. You're guaranteed to lose the weight. And guess what happens when you do? You get healthier, you feel better, your cholesterol goes down, you probably don't get if you have type 2 diabetes, it helps with that. All of these extra benefits, your mind boosts, your depression decreases, your anxiety decreases, you're more flexible. Everything about losing weight produces so many positive things that this should be encouraged. It's so hypocritical and purely selfish coming from a profit direction. People are losing money, and the people that are losing money are the ones hating on it. It's as simple as that. Or it's the people that don't have a disease, that don't have physical issues or ailments that prevent them from losing the weight. And their reason really is they don't have an excuse. So they're going to be the ones that hate on it. Or the people that did all the work, worked out really hard, just, denied themselves meals. Remember in the beginning of this video, I'm not approving of that. I never will deny myself a snack or an Oreo cookie. One Oreo cookie a day, come on. Doesn't hurt. But they did this. They sacrificed, most likely a Virgo, and they succeeded, and they look fucking sexy and fit. And now you can do it. If I could do it, you can do it. Well, honey, what if you don't have chronic pain? You don't have a disease. You don't have an illness. You're not morbidly obese and have to start from that level. So, no, it's not the same. Let this person take this easy route because they actually need it. Just encourage it. Why hate and be jealous that they get the easy way when you had to do the hard route? It's like people who hated on Biden for giving student loans, right? Trust me, I'm not a Democrat or Republican. I'm always a registered independent. So I always see both sides. But I totally understood both sides on this one. They paid off their student loans. They sacrificed going out to eat every night or whatever, and they got their student loans paid off by themselves. Hard work. But now these people get the easy route and just get it forgiven by Biden. And then people were jealous and angry and annoyed, which rightfully so. I would be too. I get it. They got the easy route. It's the same mindset, the same type of thought process goes into this Ozempic craze. I understand it, but you have to look at it as, what if they don't have the means to pay it off, right? So they really desperately needed that assistance, that generosity. Same with overweight people that really can't lose weight like they want to, like you could. Their story is a lot different story, and having this option available to them and it actually being nearly guaranteed to work, it's evil to not want to encourage that for someone who truly needs it. Now, am I going to feel sorry for Kim Kardashian, who says she needs to be on Ozempic? I take one look at her and I'll be like, sit down. If I see someone else, like, who's that one actress that always had a hard time losing weight and like dropped it immediately? Kelly Clarkson. Immediately people suspected Ozempic. I was happy for her. She's always had weight issues, and all of a sudden she comes out looking skinny and sexy as hell. That's someone who probably needed it. Someone who truly had something ailing them, something preventing them from losing the weight, and she needed that help. Sure, she should just come out and admit it. That's a different story. But that worked, and she clearly needed it because she had already tried all these other options, right? She's been trying to lose weight for a long time. She's gone through a lot of shit, a lot of narcissistic abuse. So she probably needed that extra guarantee that she won't eat out of depression, that she won't stress in the heat, that she will feel motivated to lose the weight or feel motivated, to maybe work out, because I don't think she has any physical issues that hinder working out, but you needed that extra mental boost. Once you see some results within the first week, you're going to be more motivated to get off the couch and do stuff, right? Nothing's worse than working so hard and not seeing results as soon as you really want to. And that's what's so hard about working out the old-fashioned ways. Sometimes it takes a long time to see results, and sometimes you don't. And then you just quit and get angry and mad, which is rightfully so. If you're already mentally dealing with stuff, you might not be strong mentally to be able to handle that kind of disappointment and have the patience. So this is a very important thing for many people. Many of my fans who follow me are in that same kind of boat and need something like this. I'll be posting more little reels and stories over on my Instagram and TikToks dedicated to this series because I find it very important. For me, on the last bit of 20 pounds I need to lose before I'm back to my healthy size, I'm going to try a new prescription with this company that I love. It's not just semaglutide that they sell. They sell something called like Mounjaro or Mounjaro or whatever. It's a little bit more expensive, but they do the monthly plan. And it's very similar. And for people like me that have high cholesterol, medically, this is permitted and something that my doctor would prescribe. But I'm just going to pursue it with this company my husband has already spent a lot of money with that has really helped us. And I really love this company. I want to support them. So I'll just go through them so I don't have to deal with the chances of being denied my request for this. It's not Ozempic, but it's something that is very similar. And I'm going to take you with me on my journey for the last 20 pounds. Because nothing I'm doing, intermittent fasting, my go-to thing that I did to lose all this weight, is working. It worked for my husband for the semaglutide. I have a different reason for wanting to avoid Ozempic. I think what really guilt tripped me on not wanting to just try Ozempic myself, because you're probably like, why didn't you just go on Ozempic too? You need it, right? You have the same medical situation that you're talking about. For me, I wanted to try to change my mindset first, and that goes into the last thing I wanted to talk about. If you cannot change your mindset, people will gain the weight back, right? Why go on Ozempic if you're just going to pig out again when you're done? I wanted to get my husband on it because he already is mentally very strong. His issue would not have been to gain it back. So for me, mine was different. I didn't pig out to gain the weight, but I didn't have a very healthy mindset on food, and I knew that. Second reason is there was a shortage, and I've just felt guilty as fuck for doing it. That ended up not being true. So that's a separate issue. So I was kind of annoyed with that. But it was perfect for my husband. What I did decide to do later, once I realized that my relationship with food isn't the place where it needs to be, now I want to try this new medication that hit the scene that everyone's talking about that's apparently better than Ozempic. And I'm in a place where, yes, now I'm ready to try this shit because I will get the results. I have this last bit of 20 pounds that I just can't lose on my own. So will it work? I have no doubt it will. The Ozempic does amazing, and they have these options on their store, the Doctor's RX weight loss pharmacy. So I'm going to take you guys on the journey for my last 20 pounds with this stuff. I don't care if I get hate on. I've already done a lot of work to lose the weight, what I really needed to get out of the obesity category. I fixed my mindset, which is important. And the last bit of these 20 pounds, it's weird because I can't pinpoint why. And it's really annoying me. And there's other ways that this prescription will help burn your fat than without it. It does this to help you lose the weight even quicker, more effectively than just fasting alone, which is what I did originally, right? My husband, his before and after is amazing. And so he is just my testimony to this company and to what's helping me feel more motivated to finish the race, to lose the last bit of 20 pounds. It was a trick that helped him do it. It's been helping people everywhere. Clearly, the craze is real. But this is the only company that will do the payment plan, which is huge. And I wanted to give them a shout out, and here it is. Wanted to tell you the secret my husband has used and take you with me as in the beginning journey of starting one of their other injections for the last 20 pounds that I need to lose. And then I'll be done. But I think if you have an unhealthy mental mindset to food, it's important to take action, even if you need to obviously lose the weight and you need the help. Because naturally, when you lose the weight, your mind gets healthier, right? You feel better, you feel more motivated. So it kind of fixes that mental unhealthy relationship that people have with food to begin with. They'll be so happy to be in the skin that they're in that they don't want to pig out. It's like they'll mentally know, I don't want to go back to that spot that I was at. And if anyone will appreciate that, it'll be people like that truly needed the help of something that would stop their cravings because nothing else was working because of the pain that they were going through, whatever it was. They don't want to go back there. The people that I talk to, you might be, the people that I know need it, most likely will not gain it back. My husband has not gained back a single pound of all the pounds that he's lost. He's lost over 50 pounds, and he's not able to work out because of his medical issues. He doesn't pig out, but he doesn't prevent himself from enjoying meals either, and he's not gained a single pound back. He is the testimony that it's bullshit. So if you need the help, but you can't afford it, try these people out. I'll send you to my medical assistant, whom I love. Her name is Kristen. So request Kristen. She's amazing. She'll give you free expedited shipping. That's like a $30 discount, and you get it quicker. Nothing's worse than having to wait for it for a week or two. Mention my name, and you will get that. That's the least I could do for my fans that I got them to do for you guys when I asked. You can do something because it will help, and it'll help you get it quicker. And once you get it, once you're able to pay the simple monthly payments and start, you'll be feeling the results. The beauty of the motivation that I've seen my husband go through and all the changes that went with that transformation, it's a wonderful thing. It will do wonders. I have no doubt that it will, because it's done that for those I love close to me. And I will take you on my journey while I begin it on my own, myself, for the Mounjaro. Again, I've heard great things, and so look out for another video that'll be dedicated on that. Maybe a before and after. I don't know how long I'll wait, but I'll be documenting it regardless. You'll see those things if you follow me on TikTok and Instagram. I won't be posting those check-ins here on YouTube, but I will once I finally lose my last 20 pounds. I'll do a video dedicated to before and after. So be on the lookout for that later in months to come. Maybe a month or two. We'll see how fast I can lose it. If it really does go fast, then I'll be bragging about these people forever. All right, it's a long enough video. There you go. I hope this is helpful. Again, stop hating on people that need this shit, all right? Because those of us who really do need it, we actually need it, okay? So shut the fuck up, please. Thank you. Bye-bye for now.